right, I believe it says we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Grave Rick's Thursday Night Live with this crew and some more hopefully on the way. We're glad to have everybody here. We have Gary Mullane already here from Ireland, and Mr. Blue Sky is here. Hello, Mr. Blue Sky. How are y'all? It says we got a few more in the chat. We'll wait for them to say hello. So just pop on in here. How is everybody doing? Those of us in Georgia are being soaked by rain at the moment. I think it's about done at my house on the western part of the state, but or the westernmost, but it's coming y'all's way. So anyway, so that's the weather in Georgia. It's a little drippy, and hopefully it'll be a little more fall tomorrow. So how are y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Earlier in the day, it was a beautiful fall afternoon. Little peaks of sunshine here and there. Earlier in the day, it was a beautiful fall afternoon.
Whoa, somebody's got a tab open. Or he's got his phone on.
Sorry, streaming is new to me, so I don't know all these rules.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, is that a bot? What is that? Hang on. What is that?
It's a rocket.
It's a
He only put that on the screen like 4 times before the show went on, and you just now noticed it.
I saw it. I'm bringing it up. This is showmanship. I'm letting the audience see it.
Oh,
Yes, I made a tiny rocket ship.
That's
Or,
right.
you know, it could be a bot. I mean, you know, you sort of like you put the little antenna like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little more
spacecraft.
Lego-centric than the quilt that we got going on here. So,
Those are curtains.
are those curtains?
Matt, are
Oh,
you?
no, it is a quilt.
They're quilts. Thank you very much. I know my quilts. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I
Amish
was
country,
not
There's
quilting
going to be
it.
quilts, people.
Wait, Matt, are you in intercourse, PA?
No, I am in Shipshewana. As the folks call it.
Couldn't hear you.
I'm in
Somebody threw some
Shipshewana.
Lego on the floor.
Why isn't Jeff Van Winden in here? What's going on?
It feels so much like a Monday.
It does.
So I'm
Pretty
coming
messy
to
so
you
far.
live from the exotic state of Indiana. I passed the birthplace of Wendell Willkie, who was the Republican nominee for president in 1944, who lost to FDR. Exotic Wendell Willkie.
He
and
never
I
got made
passed-
fun of for that name on the playground either, I'm sure.
He did. I'm sure he got beat up for that.
That dude got
And,
beat up a lot for that.
I'm up here for the memorial service for my grandmother, who almost lived to be 100. So she had a very, very long and fruitful life. And Shipshewana is about 1/3 Amish. And we drove into the county, and I started counting the horse-drawn buggies. And I stopped counting after I hit 15. And we saw many more after that. So we are in Amish country central, and I'm staying in a little B&B with quilts, which is something when I used to visit my grandma, there was always a quilt in a quilting frame that she was working on. So that's kind of appropriate. And interestingly enough,
Oh, sorry.
Aww.
I meant to put that on standby for later, but it's on the screen now.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll talk about.
anyways, so I can't show you any Lego I worked on this week because I'm in the exotic Midwestern state of Indiana, where not much happens, but it's everyone's
Where
very
the bread
polite.
is whiter than me. So
It's very polite here, and people drive a lot slower than Atlanta, which I had to adjust.
Wait a minute, you're just in Indiana?
Indiana.
That's nothing. I don't feel Amishy in Indiana.
No, neither do I. I feel like I want to go to the spot where A Christmas Story was shot.
Well,
and-
there's a big Amish community here, Holmes County, Ohio, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, are you gonna get ice cream?
I might get ice cream before I leave. The only thing, here's the thing, like I have Amish relatives distantly. My mother's side is Mennonite. And they've now turned the whole Amish thing into like a marketing thing where they're like Amish made furniture and Amish made ice cream. And I joke that it's like, it's made by the hands of the elves. It's the Amish. It's the ice cream tastes better because it's made by the exotic Amish people. They're German, just like my ancestors. They just happen to not use modern equipment.
My stepmother had a Amish nanny, and apparently her Amish nanny loved coming to our house to babysit 8 kids because she could use the telephone and watch TV.
Yes. If other people pick you up in their car, you can get a car ride.
And she was a teenager. She was like 17 years old. And before, you make your big pledge to the community, you break those rules with electricity.
you're allowed to sow your wild oats because until you get married, your father is responsible for any sins that you commit. So you're allowed to run wild, and they run wild. They drink, they break all the rules, and then they get married and grow a beard and settle down and live in a horse and buggy the rest of their life. But
wait a second.
yeah.
Is that so? Are we talking like a purge situation here, or
Nobody's killed, but they're allowed to act out, basically.
That you know.
And by act out, you mean using electricity, maybe
I mean getting
consuming
drunk
alcohol and or
trying-
Mountain Dew.
Smoking banned substances, drinking banned liquors.
Texting.
Yep.
oh,
Anyways, I've completely derailed our Lego show, so I apologize.
Yeah, we've gone into a realm where I've got actually nothing to comment with.
Fine. It's a
you're
first
in
for
place of
Dana.
mighty fine baked goods and fried foods. So
made
enjoy.
by the
Yeah, but
Amish.
Mennonites make that too, but we don't get the special like Amish treatment. It's
Well, Mennonites are like half in, half out, man.
if you want to put it that way.
No, but I will say in Middle Georgia, there's a really sizable Mennonite community there, and
Yes.
we would make regular visits, especially around the holidays, to go buy baked goods from there because they're like cream cheese danishes and stuff. It's like, golly, my pancreas would cry every time I would smell one, but it was delicious.
So my grandmother, who lived to be 96, had her heart attack around 65. And after her heart attack, her cardiologist said that maybe she should stop using lard in her pie crust because that was bad for her arteries. But man, those pie crusts were light and flaky. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Are they good.
Wait. She was how old?
65 when she had a heart attack?
I'm sorry, there was noise. Well, how old?
She was 65.
Oh, 60. I thought you said 85, and I'm like, if I can make it to 85 on lard, I am headed straight there, buddy. So, I mean, I'm good.
Your life expectancy once you get to 85 isn't that long anyways. You might as well just eat everything that's delicious, right?
That's right. And as our favorite barbecue joint before our Peach Love, I almost said Dixie Love, Peach Love meetings, has shirts on the wall that says "Praise the Lord" on them, and they're awesome. So,
I totally missed that. How did I miss that?
it is awesome. You need to grab one while you're in there.
I
So.
do.
Wait, what is our official barbecue joint?
It's the as well. I don't know if it's technically official because if we're going to start changing our meeting location, it will be a far drive to get to that location. But it was the place we had lunch with before the last meeting at the library.
Matt, you didn't like it.
I was there. I liked
You
that.
were there. That's why
Because we agreed it was good.
I
Yeah.
liked that place. It was the other one before that was abominable with the onion rings that were like droopy and not crisp that I would found absolutely disgusting. But other than that, I like
Did you
the
say
place.
I'm not droopy? Is that what you just said?
Droopy onion rings, soggy, nasty onion rings.
That's the Brits' fault. Okay, let's just put that out there. That's the British guy's fault. So
The British guy.
he's the one that suggested it.
The vinegar barbecue did not taste good.
Well, I like vinegar barbecue. Theirs was on the edge of not being my fave. So
I didn't even finish it, and I love food. Look at me, come on. I mean, well, I'm plus size, so.
I got you. By the way, for the folks who are watching, yes, we do talk about Lego. We'll get to it in a moment. Let's look at the one guy who's actually building, or two people, little Lego. Let's go to Jeff, our Canadian friend. Dude, look at that.
Hey, Jeff, that's a nice castle, eh?
When are you
You
gonna
guys
build
actually
something
got-
big, Jeff?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Stop building, Jeff. I have to catch up.
I'm plating the top half of the castle. I just decided to build a nice stable that's going to be an angled front
I like-
entrance.
I love your red and green Christmas village.
Well, it's turning more tan every hour.
Yeah, I love that you're like, hey, I think I'll just throw a stable in there, and like 3 seconds later, there's a stable there and everything.
Well,
I
it's
don't.
laid out. It's not actually there. I'm going to have like this area here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a couple of triangles. That'll be the main gate into the keep. There's 2 more towers here, and then all the way around. So, but basically, this whole area that's not tan yet is going to be all the main castle build, like all the main keep area.
So, how much more gray brick do you have on order?
I have nothing on order. I secured about 3,000 bricks that I might be able to get in December. I've got probably another 2,000 or 3,000 here, I think. And after that, I'm going to be hurrying up to find some. But hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'll be at that point where I'm worried about gray brick. So
cool. And so, and then it all splits apart to come to Brick Fair, right? To Alabama, right?
It better be.
Or you just he's renting a flatbed truck.
No, I have a trailer.
He's picking up Maddie, and Maddie's gonna be sitting with like 3 things of Castle on her lap in the van as they're riding down.
The running joke in the Canadian Brick Builders is that I'm putting the car in cruise control and I'm going to build in the trailer as we're driving.
They know you well, don't they?
You
awesome.
need one of those self-driving Teslas.
Right.
Sure.
Murder machines.
Just by the way, for those who may be listening from the club, and we'll talk about it when you're registering your mocks for Brick Fair, and it's important that you do to have it on our. Make sure all the mocks that are going on the train tables, town layout. You can tag them as Peach Lug, and also tag your Moonbase modules that way too, so we know how much space is coming. Because he's going to try to plop all that together. So if you're bringing modules, we'll know how big a thing to set up and everything. So
we need to know how big your unit is.
Thank you. Anyway,
and Jeff's
our other person who's actually building, and by the way, Gil has joined us. Another Canadian rolled in.
I'm building
doubling that maple flavor of our day. But let's go to Meredith. Meredith, how are you doing today?
Frantically building to catch up to Canadian Joint. I am so desperate. I've broken out gray panels.
Ooh. But they're filler, right?
What?
Are they filler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backside filler. So
yeah.
Too easy.
Hold on a second. We'll peruse for a minute over my very messy room. My husband has built a new table for the lug. Well, one of many. And that is where the rest of it is.
Ooh,
look at that. That table looks sturdy too. Ooh, it's got lights.
I'm putting new lights in it. That was just a temporary light.
When are you going to put the disco lights in it?
The disco lights are coming. They came in Amazon yesterday. I can't negotiate with this camera on my laptop. There you go.
Nice.
So that's about a quarter of it.
A quarter. Oh no.
And we got pretty.
It's so
translucent
nice.
Purple water. Ooh.
Oh, that's a lot of that, man.
That's Natalie's contribution. She put those on the place for me. And there's the messy room. Messy.
All right, let's see what you're working on now.
I'm working on this. I tore apart what I had built.
Lost your audio.
She muted herself.
You muted yourself, I think.
I tore apart what I was doing, and I'm redoing it because I didn't like it.
That's fair.
That happens.
That's about it.
Cool.
Just frantically building to catch up to Canadian Jeff, those pesky Canadians.
Jeff, you better order more bricks.
That's right. Jeff left. He disrespected you so much. He just walked out of the room. He didn't even see what you were building. So he's like, I'm out.
I got building to do.
The bacon was burning. He had to run. There you go.
I hate it when my bacon is burning.
The beaver stopped pedaling, and that's why he lost his signal.
That's right.
Speaking of bacon burning, what's up, Gil? How are you today, man?
I don't know. I keep on thinking about that quote from Norm and Cheers. How's life treating you, Normie? Well, it's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear. So, that's about it. Not too much going down Lego-wise. Photo-wise, there's lots. One of the guys who used to be running the Indonesian Photographer Stars, used to be running these weekly collabs. He got he's like a, super brain, 5-time doctorate, blah, blah, blah. So he got some big promotion at work a couple months back, stopped organizing them. And I guess after about a month of putting in like 28-hour days, he realized it wasn't for him. So now he's running them again. So anyway, a lot of photos to keep going with that.
Cool.
So that's basically it. The only Lego thing I did was the castle, which I did take some pictures of, and that up on a cliff and that. which is that's a great set. It's just a beautiful set.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is your old guy builder perspective? Had that plopped in the 90s, the 80s, would that have been a star?
Yeah, I mean, if that had come in around then, I think like it would have seemed like something just dropped in from heaven, because it's so much beyond all that stuff. And from everything I've seen of the castle stuff of the 2000s or whatever, it's like several cuts above there too, and it's just beautiful. Like the play features are well integrated. They're all part of the build. They don't get in the way. The aesthetics is awesome. And it's modular, right? So you can break it apart into 4 sections, rearrange it however you want. You know, I picked up another one, which I haven't built yet. But even if you want, just build them both, and you can just connect them all, right? So it's like whoever was doing that, like it's really like a love letter to Castle for sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't have any big castle walls. It doesn't have any of the big, cheat pieces to get you by kind of thing. That the old 80s has. It is fully correct, right? I mean,
it is, and like there's no weird colors. Like it's just, I mean, the only thing that you could, the tongue's still bleeding from biting on that one. It sounds like a metaphor for like cheese, but yeah, no, the only thing it could be more of, but it's against kind of the castle. I mean, the creator gig would be more figs, but just like the rover, right? The rover would have been great with another couple figs.
Right.
But yeah, man, that thing it's great. Which means, like, I know they gave us the rover to sort of satisfy the space thing, but man, like, I would really love to see them do what they've done with pirates in this and truly go back to space and say, hey, here's what would have, like, knocked your spider-roos off in like 1983 kind of. So yeah.
I don't know what that means either.
But it's Saturday for some of us,
But can I tell you though, they gave us the cool rover. Then they put that shuttle. But that shuttle's not bad. It's a nice build. But freaking, we have so many shuttles. We don't fly shuttles anymore. Had they given us an advanced tactical spaceship or fighter or something like that, that would have been amazing, and they didn't. So
like but it feels, I don't know, it really feels like they're going to return to it at some point. Like I think they're probably going to like wind their way through a few more of the classic themes. But I mean, there's not that many left, right? Like basically all of it they've been doing Town and Creator for
they haven't done Paradisia.
True. They haven't done that, but that's a little micro. That's basically like Town offshoot, right? More or less.
They haven't done Aquanauts.
Yeah, but again, that's like those are kind of offshoots. Like when I think of like the big ones, it's like Town, Space, Pirates, Castle.
Train in a while.
Train would be something. Yeah.
We're supposed to get Vikings.
Vikings, that's right.
Yeah.
They haven't done monorail.
There it is.
By the way, Matt, how come it looks like you're like Little Bo Peep's guy in college or something? What is that? Okay.
That's a quilt. That's a wall hanging quilt. I'm in Amish country. That's how we decorate in Amish country, with handmade, hand-stitched quilts, because it's more virtuous than taking a photograph and hanging it on your wall.
Gotcha.
He does look a little like the Flying Nun at the moment, I think. But,
no, seriously, it's like, it's
because visually I see you in a hat, so that's a hat.
This feels inappropriate, but it's really
totally,
not what
and it looks it.
Looking up some bloomers
here.
All right,
that's my piece.
Jeff, how are you today, Jeff? Another day.
Yeah.
That's an impressive shelf of collectibles you have there.
Thank you. I've been switching them out with other collectibles and everything else. So.
I find it very enjoyable to rearrange the collectibles. Do you also find that?
I do. Probably going to leave the Lego shelf alone, but I think I can pan this up without breaking anything. But I've also got the newish Ghostbusters Look Cutest that Boone gave me, and then my Power Miner set up there.
So is that new Bill Murray? That's like old dude Bill Murray Ghostbuster. I saw that figure the other day.
So no, this is based on the unaired pilot when the figure is still when the Ghostbusters still showed the likenesses of the actors.
Yeah,
So,
and they were all in tan.
Yeah,
Okay.
and these came out as well, and they're kind of a cheaper option. They're like $10 a pop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess I saw the new movie figures, and I'm like, why did you? I mean, I knew they were going to be in the movie, but it's like, why did you show me in the figure a month before the movie? Spoil that a little bit. But.
Well, it's kind of one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood right now. It's the same with Spider-Man. Like, yes, Tobey Maguire and the other guy are going to be in.
Did you see the meme that says the proof of Tobey Maguire, and it zooms down to the trademark, which is TM beside Spider-Man, and it goes, look, there's proof right there, and that's so funny. Yeah. Jeff, tell us about your mystery Lego, or do you want to talk about that?
I'll talk about it again. Why not? So last week I received 2 Lego boxes on my front porch, both 48 hours apart from each other.
And they weren't like sent from Amazon. It was just the box from Walmart.
So the first one was just a box from Walmart. It was the motorcycle set. Motorcycles were fun to build. The figures left a little bit to be desired, but anyway. And then the other one was the Batmobile, which was actually one that I really wanted because I want to get the Batmobile and the Batcave and integrate it and everything else. Awesome build, by the way. I won a 10 out of 10. So, and then the Batmobile showed up in a cardboard box with like all of the shipping stuff still in it and the Lego set in it, buried underneath all the shipping stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time for the grand reveal of who sent this to me. And I looked for the invoice, no invoice. Looked on the top of the box, the seal had been ripped off. So,
wow, that's cool.
And you still don't know.
Mysterious.
Nice.
I still have no idea. I've asked friends, neighbors, nothing.
I love you, but I did not.
I know.
Seriously stalking you in a good way.
Oh, it's okay. I'm still waiting for 2 yellow lightsaber things from Chris. So.
You coming to Alabama?
Ooh. Don't worry, man. I'll mail 2 of them to you, was what he told me a month ago.
Do I have your address? I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, that's where you drop those boxes off.
I know. I've got to get some of that stuff out. So anyway, sorry. But anyway, all right. Mr. Sandlin, what's up, man? How are you in your world?
Cool.
Wait, I don't think Jeff was done.
Jeff, are you not done? I'm sorry.
No. I also started to do a little bit of work on reorganizing and getting my Lego together. And I've realized that I have a problem. But anyway, besides that, I've been doing like a little bit of like touch-up works on buildings, and like I've been looking through the Lego neighborhood books again. So I think I'm going to start building some townhouses here pretty soon. Now I'm done.
Oh, cool. All right, good deal. Well, I've given up on my tower until I buy some parts because I ran out of windows. So I'll be working on that project maybe later. But all right, Mr. Sandlin, what is up in your world?
Not too much. I got my bunch of bulk lug stuff this past weekend. Lots of fun, amazing parts, and I built a tiny spaceship a few minutes ago just because.
Space.
We'll get it a blast off here. There
Nice.
we go.
Beauty effects, hey?
Finally got my Loki and Frog Thor.
Without frog helmet.
And I got my White Vision, which, this makes me happy because I'm an 80s kid, so.
Yes. If anyone remembers the Avengers video game, it was amazing.
Yes. Yeah, Captain America and the Avengers video game, White Vision was always really fun.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of hover around and...
Yes. And then talking poor English.
But officially, myself and Small Paul are going to Brick Fair, Alabama. Yay!
Yay!
So it was kind of a question for a little while, and the details are ironed out. So huzzah! It will actually be Small Paul's first Brick Fair, his first convention that he's going to go to. I haven't told him yet either, so that'll be really fun. I'll tell him. I'll pick him up tomorrow, and I'll tell him when he gets home, and tell him he gets to go, and that'll be really exciting because he will be 10 years of age, and I think that's a good age to go to a convention, and he can do stuff. And
well, usually there's the moon bounce house. I don't know if it will be going full time, but for KFOLs that are there during setup, they kind of have like a nonstop bounce house going on.
Well, I was thinking we could at some point get 2 chairs and have him and Natalie sit there and take bets on who will speak first.
Oh, we're gonna have an official shy off.
Hey, here to know. You want to add one to it? Let Jake just be the chaperone, and he won't talk either. So
he can be the referee.
My son is all same. He just went Timmy. So.
Well, all that says is, Dad, you're right, but I hate you anyway.
We were laughing about that because, I was talking to Chris about it. I was saying, yeah, like we were at the Bricks and Minifigs store for like an hour, and we had to use the Nintendo to break the ice. And the thing is that Paul and Natalie have met before and hung out at meetings and played and done stuff. They've met. And the two of them just kind of stood there and like
they became 10 and they became like, oh, that's a girl and that's a guy.
No, Natalie is very shy. She is painfully shy. And I mean,
really?
It took her like 3 years to say hi to Dana.
Yeah.
The dude who,
well, Dana
who
is
would
very
show up in
intimidating.
costumes.
Most kids love me. I'm just a bigger version of them.
Painfully, and I'm sure that throws Paul off. He's like, why is this girl not saying anything?
Well, I mean, usually, once Paul warms up, you can't get him to shut up, but he was being shy, I don't know.
I think the shy wavelengths aligned.
Could be.
All right, but can I just tell you something? After taking Jake, I think 10 was the first one I took him to. He was excited about everything, but like all kids, the most exciting thing of the entire trip was being able to use the key card to get into the room. That is the only thing they really find the most amazing thing. There's going to be a pink castles. There's going to be all these castles, but he's going to be like, can I use the key? Can I use the key? And that's all he's going to be about. From the time you leave, can I hold the key? Can I put the key in my pocket? Can I use the key? Can I go out and get something? Can I go to ice and use the key to come back in? The key card is the coolest thing. That's it. That's what
I just get, why don't you feel cool stuff like Mr. Martin at it, Mommy? That's what my child does. Why can't you build a giant Rapunzel's castle?
Was Dave giving me the evil eye behind the thing there?
Yeah.
But he knows it's true, right?
He's doing his best Michael Myers impersonation of just stepping out behind the... Here's the hedge.
Just remember this in about 10 years when the trial happens. That's, when I'm gone and,
we will be witnesses to the...
He just said it probably won't be me. It'll probably be Mom. So that's my life. Remember that for the trial too, everybody. That's great. So thank you.
He's going to throw you in the home long before that, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. We haven't gone through the chat room here. We do have a lot of folks. Minifig Collector is here. Mr. Blue Sky, we said hello to. Minifig Collector Boba Laveau is here. Brick Snaps is in there. That's awesome. Chris Campbell here. Nick is here. Mr. Blue Sky. Andrew Sada is here. Thank y'all for joining us. Gary Mullane, all the way from our great friend over across the pond. Thank y'all for being here tonight and everything. All right, Dana.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not done?
I forgot to make a suggestion that Gil could just get in the trailer that Jeff is bringing, and he can come to Brick Fair too.
That's true.
Do you just have to throw him maple syrup and bacon every so often?
I don't think there's room. Yeah. Have you seen the size of this thing?
Maybe a moose to wrestle?
Yeah, something about being thrown in the back of a trailer has this Dexter kind of vibe to it, which isn't.
Oh well, I mean, you could get some bungees and strap him to the roof rack. Whatever works.
That's right. Paint him silver and make him a hood ornament. That'd be great.
I have room in the car for him if he wants.
You'll be like the old lady in Vacation.
That's right.
Just
Just
put them on.
tuck me up and throw me up there.
You guys didn't hear me?
Be Granny from Beverly Hillbillies sitting up on top. That was a reference too far. Sorry, that was.
There is room in the car apparently, Gil. So you should come to Brick Fair, Alabama.
Absolutely.
There you
Just
go.
saying.
I'll vote for
done.
Gil to come to Brick Fair, Alabama. But yep. Matt doesn't want
Everybody but Matthew. There we go.
I don't want to
He's too hopped up on churned butter.
I'd have competition for most sarcastic person if Gil shows up.
Gil, if you show up, I will break my sobriety and I will have a beer with you.
That means I'm gonna have to do the same.
Oh.
No.
You're gonna be
I
asleep
will
the
have
rest of the weekend.
IPAs.
I
We can
will
all have
have
ginger ales.
I will have Jeff and Gil's beers for them.
Okay, no. We're all gonna go get chicken fingers, and then we'll do a cheers of the chicken fingers, but not mix the sauces because that's everybody's personal business.
The chicken finger place has good beer too. I'm just saying.
That in all honesty, that sounds awesome. I hope it happens. But
Yes, I hope it does.
Yeah.
I'll give you your
Yeah, so
lightsaber
would I.
blades then. All right, so
that's not how that works.
it's if I keep delaying you, it will, because it'll be like, dude, it's just next month. You just come on, So, all right, Dana, what's up in your world, man?
So yeah, I was at Target. They had a $50, spend $50, get $10. So I wound up buying a couple Eternal sets. I'm building the Deviant. I got this other little thing that looks like a great little $10 parts pack. I have a feeling I'm gonna pick up more of these just by seeing the parts that are going on that. Kind of fun. Haven't seen the movie. I may see the movie and be like, this is crap, but I like it so far. It's got lots of cool colors.
Wait for it to be on Disney Plus, really.
Yeah, well, that's what I've heard. But I've also heard that a lot of people have said that, like, don't listen to what everybody else says. If you're a comic book fan, go in and enjoy it. And which is typically, I do better with that because I don't get as hauled up in the problems. I put my 10-year-old hat on and have some popcorn, and I'm good.
The only problem that I saw or heard about was the fact that it's 2.5 friggin' hours long.
Well, that can happen. But I mean, the odds are I will probably not see it in the theater. I will probably wait till it comes on Disney Plus or acquire it via other means. But anyway,
Disney Plus is legal though.
What's that?
Disney Plus is legal viewing though.
Have you not seen my T-shirt with the Mickey Mouse ears and the Death Star in the middle, the whole Empire? Anyway, not going there.
But we know you have a subscription.
Moving right along. This week, you guys saw on Monday, if you were with us, I had finished the Next to Night thing, and then I also added in a little Galaxy Squad habitat.
Galaxy Squad won a lot.
Sweet.
The main reason I'm showing you all this is basically to remind Meredith that this was your freaking idea, so you better have at least 3 of these ready for next week.
I have 2 ideas. I'm going to do a Paradisia one, and I'm going to do an Elves one, because we got to have some all action out there.
I will accept 2. I will accept 2, but no less than 2. This was your idea. Again,
I might break out these.
The Sailor Scouts?
Because it can't be IP.
Well, it can't be IP, and it also can't be custom. It can't be. It's got to be OEM parts. You can't.
I'm showing some Jack Stone.
Oh, hey, Jack Stone, that would work. Anything like that.
That sounds like a terrible euphemism.
It's a good thing we're not switching to that camera to see it or anything, though, right, guys?
No, Johnny on the spot. My production crew is not. Johnny on the spot. My production crew is not. But other than that, I'm moving. I showed that my last 2 Bricklink orders to finish my last 3 habitats was going to arrive today, and then I realized it's Veterans Day. There's no mail on Veterans Day.
There's no mail on Veterans Day.
No mail on Veterans Day. That's
Nor
right,
trash
boys and girls. So tomorrow, I'm hoping that both the 2 packages, one from Illinois and one from Pennsylvania, show up, and I can finish the last 3 sets. I'm thinking I might have to photograph them out on the deck because I did a little test shot with this out on the deck, and I think with the trees, although after today's rain, I'm sure that whatever leaves that are left that have changed colors will probably all be gone tomorrow. So,
do you know that shot was kind of messing me up? It almost looked like it was like green screened or something. It's like I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, what has he done here? Like,
so Gil, of all the people in this stream who uses a digital background to take photos with, that is your direct go-to thing. This can't be real. This has got to be fake.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, because here we've been under 12 feet of snow for 8 months, so
that's true. That's true. And I did hear that like Illinois had snow.
So did Montana.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, Montana's a little north. That makes sense, but Illinois, it's still a little further south. I do remember why we moved back to Georgia the second time, because we're like, forget this snow thing.
It's just dandruff from Canada.
And all that entails. And
I grew up in Montana, and snow in November is not at all unusual.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Why does it smell like maple syrup and hot? What's going on?
But other than that, that's all I got. So we can go to this week's episode of
Space.
Long dramatic pause. Oh, great Brick set of the week.
Months.
God, it'll never get old. I'll probably die and still hear that in my dreams. Anyway,
That'll be on your tombstone.
all great Bricks of the week is 6852 Sonar Security.
I love that
So
set.
you had to pick the worst Space Police 2 set.
Jeff, if you leave it up to me, you get what I've got.
I mean, we all know how much you love Rovers.
Well, and that's why I chose the Rover.
That was your guys' cue to cool.
So,
All
but
right.
wait, let's wait till we get to why it's cool. So, Space Police 2, 1993. I was well in the middle of my dark ages at that point in time. You got 61 pieces in this little set. Probably came in a nice little box. You got one minifigure. Retail price $6 in 1983. So that's kind of a shocker. I would have thought this would have been a little less than that, but maybe not. Today it'll run you about $15 used if you can find one loose. If you can find one in a box, they're asking for $150 on BrickLink-ish. There's a couple of sellers out there. Something's even higher than that. Something's a little bit lower, but this is about average. Why is it cool? Regardless of whether Chris or whether Jeff thinks it's cool or not, it's got hard plastic tires, because that's what I love about Rovers is the hard plastic tires. You got that red whip antenna, which was, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong if you guys can point it out, but I believe that was exclusive to the Space Police 2 sets.
I do
Was
believe
that red whip antenna? I think. So
They
that's a
made flags,
definite,
but
definite plus. You also got a Space Police 2x2 printed tile. Always love those. And last but not least, good play for a small set. You got the little satellite that you could play off of and rocket up into spying on things. You could attach the little trailer. You got the green canopy that moved forward and closed. And of course, I love the sound of those hard plastic tires on the coffee table from when I was a kid. So
wait, I have a question.
go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Jeff.
So if it's sonar and they're in the dead of space that has no sound, how does that work?
Jeff, you're also talking about the fact that these guys would have helmets on and use walkie-talkies. There was no logic in 80s space, or 93 for that matter either.
And this guy doesn't even have a steering wheel.
Oh, no, it's push-button controls, man. It's push-button controls.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I love this thing. I'd buy like 50 of these all day.
Well,
long.
because you've got the same headset on that he does. Oh no, that's just your beard. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like stormtroopers not having night vision and relying on flashlights.
Exactly. Needing flashlights on their guns. It's a little wonky, but this was probably this was the last of the smaller Space Police 2 sets that I acquired because of that red antenna. After that, it was the two larger ones, which I almost did those, Jeff. I almost did that one, but I'm kind of on a small Rover kick lately, so that's why we got this.
I'm
But you know what's really cool? If you get about 3 or 4 of these and you put them with the large roller, because basically this is like one of those large rollers that you wash in hot water and put in the dryer, right? So like you put them all together though, and they look awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a whole fleet. It's
A little
really
fleet.
cool. Yeah.
The little ground vehicles, the big vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
my
times.
favorite minifigure heads came from this line, Space Police 2, the ones with the radio, like that. That just was like, this is the future. But then
Yeah.
they also
Boom
had
Lake.
walkie-talkies on their uniforms. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got you. How much would it cost? Question: how much it cost to put this together today?
The red antenna would be
you
the
know
worst
what?
part.
Well, and that's been an interesting question in general because the cost of parting a set together versus buying it outright. I mean, granted, I said it was $15 if you bought it loose on average. Probably the most expensive thing in this set is the minifigure, the printed tile, and those hard plastic wheels. I still think you could probably part it out for $7-8, give or take.
No, the minifigure's not that much. Space Police 2 figs don't go for that.
Well, no, but I mean,
Yeah.
everything else is all standard, standard pieces. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. The most expensive things in the set are the minifigure, the printed tile, and the red whip antenna. Other than that, the whole thing you could probably do for $8 maybe, give or take.
What about the base of those rockets? They never made the transition to new gray, right?
True. But they were pretty they came in a lot of sets. So in dark in old light gray they're pretty plentiful in the market. It's the black ones that tend to be a little more rare and pricey.
What are you talking about? The jet rockets or the
tail fins?
The tail fin.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a shame because, man, like, it's such a great part. I wish it made the color transition. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. I do too. I wish it had.
Right.
So that's this week's Old Gray Brick Set of the Week. Thanks to Jeff for suggesting Space Police 2. And Jeff, next week I'll do Space Police 2 again and we'll go with a bigger set.
Don't go with the bigger sets because then I get sad that I can't afford them and I don't have them.
Well, Jeff, at this point in time, there's no pleasing you. So we'll...
Yeah.
Space Police 2 is also the last line that used the let me strap rockets to this lawn chair build method.
Which
the
I was
Metron chairs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always a big fan.
Yeah, I remember buying those in college. That I would stop by the Toys R Us in East Atlanta on my way out and drop in and grab whatever cash I had left over in my pocket, grab some Space Police stuff. But I was still grabbing mid '80s stuff too. That Toys R Us still had in those days. Those I just remember drooling on those sets. But also Lego sets would hang out in the Toys R Us for years and years and years. The monorails are still there and stuff like that. So,
which is that whole concept is amazing in general.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, if a set hits like 6-7 months, it's on clearance to get rid of it, as opposed to letting it sit on the shelf to get dust.
I don't know I don't know how it works down there, but here, basically, Lego at the major retailers is on consignment. So if stuff gets too old, they send it back. They don't blow it out.
Not here. Here they'll discount the crud out of it, and then it gets bought.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I think the only one who doesn't have that deal is probably Walmart. But then it doesn't matter because Walmart has about 11 sets on the shelf at any one time. Each one of them guaranteed to be the one that even the pastiest eating glue kid has no interest in at all.
Minecraft.
Terrible. Yeah.
Apologies to all the paste eating kids.
And all the Minecraft fans too. So,
Same thing.
but I actually overhear conversations from moms and their kids in the Lego aisle at multiple stores talking about Minecraft sets. It's still quite a popular brand between the tweens, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Kids love Minecraft and Roblox.
Yep. And nothing wrong with kiddos enjoying that. I didn't mean anything by the kiddos. But
isn't it funny that Lego came up with Lego Universe and then also there was Roblox about the same time?
Yeah.
And you see what happened. Now, Lego did not want any of the controversy that Roblox has had with, adults and interactions and stuff like that. But Roblox is like, we don't care, just keep playing kind of thing. So Lego's lost, I guess, in that. All right, we have just a few more minutes. We actually do have a topic, but it is not going to last very long.
We do.
But here's my question to you: is the AT or AT, depending on what generation you are. Wait, who in here is AT and who is AT? I'm AT.
And
All right.
At
There we go. Yeah. I'm not landing the plane yet. We got 15
No,
minutes
I'm,
to get to the
I'm
gate.
getting us back on course, Chris. It's fine.
Thank you very much. Jeff.
Yeah, big
But
Captain
anyway,
Over.
so the AT was released. The news
Announced.
that has come out and everything, and the thing is freaking huge. Kudos to them for keeping the sand blue seats. That's been a running kind of joke or just reference in all the AT-ATs that they've made. Andrew Sada is AT-AT, so stop it. But anyway, and we don't call the ATST that. We call it the chicken walker, and you can shut up about that too, because that's what we call it.
Yeah, it's a chicken
but anyway, but that thing is freaking huge. Just a quick question. Do you think there is an upper size limit that Lego is ever going to say, okay, this set is too big? I mean, we got a guy building the Coliseum here. Obviously, that's too big and everything. Is the AT-AT, do you think it's too big? I mean, honestly.
It's the size of a small dog, so...
I don't think it's roughly the size of the last Hasbro stab.
Yeah.
At it.
It fits on a shelf.
Could you actually get Star Wars figures and put in there? That would be hilarious. And what was that, Mark?
You could fit it on a shelf more easily than you can the Falcon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless you get an aftermarket stand.
I mean,
the Falcon has a bigger footprint than the AT-AT will.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, that still has pretty big footprints. There's like
Matt,
four.
Matt, were you pointing like the Millennium Falcon was behind you and then you remembered it's a quilt?
No, he was upping Mark's comment.
I got you. Okay.
I thought he was trying to raise the roof.
I was upvoting Mark. This isn't Reddit.
But this is, although the question I've been thinking about today, though, is how many more bigger sets is Lego going to make until everybody's like, dude, this is, we talked about this too much or a lot, but
Home One. So when they make the Home One set and it takes up an entire side of your room, that's when they've gone too big.
all
Hey,
right.
let's talk about the space stuff.
The first $5,000 Lego set, Home One.
Oh,
Our Millennium Falcon sits and collects dust, but all of like the $200 to $300 range.
No.
why are
What's
we
up?
looking
What
at
the-
this?
Are we
Why is
done?
this- I hope not. Meredith, what were you saying about your
I was
Millennium
just-
Falcon?
I'm really confused, but it's okay. We could talk about all the stuff I'm going to buy at Target instead of buying the AT.
Okay.
I feel like we've already done the show where we talked about Star Wars sets are expensive and they take up room. But
Well, no, but
all right.
I think the question that needs to be
I think I
answered
saw
though is
that.
not. I mean, granted, most of the big sets have been Star Wars, but the Coliseum, that's not Star Wars.
Titanic's not Star Wars.
Titanic's not Star Wars.
Have you ever
Right.
tried to fit the Taj Mahal on a shelf?
No.
That's
we
not
like
Star
the
Wars
Taj
either.
Mahal.
It's deeper than a normal shelf. It hangs off at my workplace. It hangs off
Oh.
the ledge that it's sitting on. It's
I
a
think
big
like the
question.
200 to 300 range sets, whether they're UCS or whatever, I think that's like the upper limit for like displaying a Lego set. Because I think once you get bigger, once you're more expensive than that, it just becomes so cumbersome. Like we were looking at bricks and minifigs at that Coliseum, and I'm just like, where the heck would you put that? I mean, I don't. The Disney Castle is probably that and Ninjago City are the most expensive sets I've ever bought, but they fit on a shelf nicely.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
they're playable.
Good to know. All right, so $850 when you get tax added in. I don't know, in Canada that's like $600 in taxes there, right? I don't know how
No,
much.
it's like $1,200 up in Canada. If I'm
It's
not
$1,000 and then tax, then
Yeah.
13%.
Gee whiz. All right, so what would you buy instead if you had the 850 and you're not going to? I can buy 850 Slim Jims instead of buying an AT-AT, and I would be a happy man. What would you buy instead of a dog-sized Lego set? Somebody, go ahead.
I would buy a
I'm
new
like
camera.
Falcon.
I think that I would probably go nuts with the action figures. Like, just go through and be like, wow, that legend has always been too expensive. Not anymore.
All right, $10 an action figure. You can buy 80 action figures,
20.
85 action
$20.
figures. How many? Anyway,
Yeah.
It's you get 20 action figures. I'd also probably try to get a sweet camera. And I think 850 would be like the bottom tier of sweet cameras that I could do. But you know, you could also just say screw it and then buy 800 cans of soda.
I think Mark would probably get a set of 4 all winter, all year round tires for it. No? Was it even less than that? Upper than that? Okay. All right. Yeah.
I was gonna say a good set of tires is gonna run you slightly more than an AT-AT, depending on the tire size / wheel size.
Well, they're Michelin Pilot Sports, so
yeah, that's not gonna run. That's gonna run you like a double.
We're not shopping the bargain shelf at Sam's Club here.
No.
You get those at Costco?
That'll pay for my mortgage for a month, $850.
I could make at least 2 or 3 car payments for that, right?
Yeah.
I could think about getting a car payment for that.
That's
I could get my beard styled. What's that?
That's 848 Slurpees off the initial cup you get. A refills.
Boom.
I could probably rent a seat in Jeff's car for the ride down.
Yeah.
Entire wave of city. There you go. All right.
I think you get 2 waves of city.
Yeah.
At least.
I think I saw it mentioned on some page somewhere. I saw it mentioned that you could buy this year's entire run of Star Wars sets.
Yeah.
Minus the Republic gunship.
For that much money?
Actually, for like $1,000 pre-tax or whatever, I think I would go back and buy older sets that I've always loved and never been able to afford. I would do that for sure. Rather than just, I mean, it's like the AT-AT is nice. I mean, it's like when I took a look at it, and it reminds me so much of the guy. I try to remember his name. He was really famous for doing that first scale AT-AT around
Cave
that
God?
side. Sorry?
Cave God.
Yeah, no, I don't. I only would know him by his real name. This is back before everyone had handles and stuff.
Hey, leave my beer gut out of this, by the way.
My love handles are none of your business.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, I remember when he built that thing, people were asking him, and he said back then to part out, like to source out the parts, he said it was about $700. So it's still like now that would be like what, twice? So like $850, whatever is there, that's pretty cheap, and it looks pretty much like that one that he built that was really sweet. So it's not bad value, but when I take a look at that one thing, which is basically, like you said, just a gray plastic dog, like you get that, and I could look at get maybe all the Blacktron sets, or stuff like that. Like, yeah, I would rather spend it on the vintage stuff.
Or you could just go buy Ninjago City on the secondary market.
But then I would just have a whole shelf full of boring, and that's no good.
Or wait, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
that's cool. That's old.
So you can see that's a little bit 8-bit, right? Just because of the part selection at the time or whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's roughly the same size, right?
Yeah, I remember the neck that he used those plates and everything, and did that right there was amazing back in the day.
Yeah.
It still is today.
I was gonna say that's still a good technique.
Yeah,
it is.
And I mean, when you take a look at like the tubes and the motorcycle wheels that the official set uses or whatever, it's kind of along that same concept, right? And
oh, I like the speeders in the back. The new one doesn't have that
thing, right?
It does, Jeff.
Oh, it does?
I thought it does.
My bad. Sorry.
Because basically when Dave did this, he basically took the drawings out of the Star Wars Visual Dictionary to create the interior, and that's all that Lego did. The same thing, basically.
Right.
I think I like this Dave guy better though.
Well, yeah.
So, can I tell you, Robot Chicken has ruined me, because every time I see an AT-AT now, I think of Luke busting through the thing and throwing the grenade up into the bathroom with the stormtrooper sitting there taking a dump, and So if I ever were to get one, I would put that in there, because that's just too funny. All right, so I would think, and I'm sure Meredith does too, because we had a discussion through text today, I would definitely spend that $850 on the Target line. So if y'all have not seen the Target line in the chat, somebody has mentioned it and everything. The amazing Target line, which we have some. Oh no, Matt does not like the Target line. You gotta love this.
How can you not love this?
Yeah,
I would get that, but I would not buy the clothing.
I'm an unfeeling monster. That's how.
I would get the wrapping paper and I will get the plushie, and that's
But
it.
Matthew, they have hats. They have hats, Matthew.
They have
I don't
hats.
like
Hats,
socks.
and they
I
have
don't
gloves.
like
I
those
didn't get the
hats.
gloves.
They have
I
a
would not
gray
wear
one,
it.
by the way, an adult size for that.
Bro
The pillows are
They're
ugly. The hats are
pillows.
ugly.
Wow.
You guys are barbarians.
Matt,
So
what about the snowman building kit?
It's coming. It's coming.
All right,
That's,
all right.
Wait,
that's
Dance
the
wait,
beast
wait,
right
wait,
there.
toys.
Wait. Go back to the pillows real quick. Okay, so the bottom one and the middle one look like they could be Starfleet uniforms. The blue and the green.
True.
Next generation.
Touche.
That's not bad.
Very good. There's some cups.
Red
Ugly.
cups. Those
Are
are
those
sand/snow toys.
Are they upscaled?
Yes.
See, I need that shovel.
Me
By,
too.
by the way, you
It's
can
flag.
get 80. You can
You
get
don't have
80
a dog. You don't need that shovel.
No, I just need the shovel just to shake at the kids in the street. Get off my yard!
Well, he's got 5 cats, so
Oh,
you can
man.
imagine the litter box.
Yeah.
Those studs are going to be awkward to sit on. That's all I'm going to say.
Plus, when
I
you're
don't
doing
know
the
what that
fun
means.
stuff, when you're
Well, it
burying
depends
a
on
body,
your, it depends
it's
on
fun
your
to have
personal
a
preferences.
toy.
Here comes the snowman
The
accessories.
snowman
Okay,
stuff.
that is the saddest looking thing I've ever seen.
No, wait. There's got to be more to it because there it is. There's the money shot. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Look at those accessories.
That's I would buy the radio, but the rest. What do I
You
need?
guys
a giant
live in
carrot?
Atlanta.
What do I need? A
It doesn't
giant
matter.
carrot?
I
I'm gonna
need
build a-
this.
You
I'm
can
not gonna build
just
a
flush
snowman.
it
I
down
want
the
the
toilet
parts.
for all the snow you're gonna get.
I want the giant pretzel too, for that matter.
I know. In the Star Wand.
Yeah.
Am I going to use the carrots as bowling pins? I mean, what am I going to do
No,
with
but
those
you know what
giant?
the thing is? That the missed opportunity is they didn't give us the green stem pieces to go with
Yes.
those carrots.
Yes.
That was,
Agreed.
that was a faux pas on somebody's part.
Somebody
Just
got fired.
Listen.
What
for
do I
the
want
5
with a bunch
minutes
of
it's gonna
eyes?
Snow this year.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I will take 20 rolls.
Oh, I like that paper. I like that wrapping paper.
Base wrapping
Matthew,
paper.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to do something with those big googly eyes, and your name is going to be associated with it. Just
I
saying.
already have an entire
Really?
vault
Carrots.
of googly eyes.
Okay, you know, I will have that, and I will make my wife carry it.
Is that like a fanny pack?
They
It's
have
a
fanny
costume.
packs, but this one's just like a handbag.
Yeah, it's across the body bag or whatever you want to call it.
A
Ah.
messenger bag, if you will.
It's
I
a front.
believe that is
It's
the
a
correct
front.
phrase.
It's a front pack instead of a backpack.
Yes.
Well, if you don't, if you've got too much in the front, you can put it in the bag.
Hey, I like a lot in the back. I'm just saying.
Space.
Say shirt
There we go.
with a
That's
gray
it.
spaceman on it. Look at there.
Okay, I would
Yep.
buy that shirt. Yeah.
The gray spaceman is also on the wrapping paper,
Yeah.
it is.
and there's a journal.
And the journal looks cool too.
That does not look fat guy friendly, so therefore I will pass.
Now, the fact that Mark is not a puzzle fan, which I understand, but I am not a puzzle fan either. But I will probably buy this puzzle, and I will probably put it together, and then I will probably take decoupage, whatever they call it, and solidify it and throw it up on the wall.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Amazing.
Yep.
All right. By the way, you can buy 56 Lego plushes if you instead of buying an AT-AT. Just saying.
And if you want to look like a clown, there's this.
Hideous. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
some of it I'm
hideous.
not quite
That is
on
hideous.
it.
What?
It's
Is it inside out?
What the? Oh.
It's
There's
almost
pouches
like
on
stuff
the
is sticking to him because he forgot to put fabric softener in the wash.
I mean, who needs an arm pocket just to put your insulin pin in? I mean, come on.
Can you imagine that model going home, going, "Dude, you know what I had to wear today?"
I don't know. He seems pretty happy about it. You
He's
never
happy.
know.
He's getting money.
He's getting
for it.
paid.
I just think of Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. It's like, I don't know, you wear something like that, you get a guy beat up in the 5th grade. Like, yeah.
There should be a consolation prize at Brookfair, Alabama.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna make it PG-13. What the shit is that?
Yeah,
I
What?
don't know.
Okay, is that like a colostomy bag on the side there, the red one?
Yep.
This again
Turn it
falls under
inside
the
out.
whole. This again falls under that whole thing. Like a lot of the Lego clothing in general over the years has been done by Europeans that think they know fashion because they're like 10 years behind the Americans. And I think this is a carryover from that.
No,
Yeah,
you
10
said
years
that
ago, they didn't make
before,
that
but
shirt.
Maybe 10 years is probably
I've
too
seen too many
kind
of
because-
those Walmart videos, man. I don't know. I don't think they're behind. I think they're just on a different plane of existence in this.
I don't know. I mean, I remember having a shirt when I was in junior high that had a zipper collar that this reminds me of horribly. That, yeah.
What was like from Prague?
It might have been. It might have been. Well, it was the 80s. There were zippers and everything.
He got it from behind the Iron Curtain.
Well, it looked kind of like an Adam Ant type shirt with this little zipper on the front. Anyway.
Hey, listen. This stuff is for the questionable items included. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
And instead of buying an AT-AT, you can get 30 of those shirts.
Oh, but Chris, you didn't ask me what I would buy instead of an AT-AT.
What would you buy instead of an AT-AT?
We're coming in at 2000, or should be landing
I
here
think
pretty soon.
You should look more alarmed, Jeff.
We got some turbulence coming.
A little over the turbulence. So my thought would I think we talked about this earlier on the cruise show. There was turbulence on the runway.
What happened?
I could get 3.5 hot toys for that. From
Now you're talking. Yeah.
high end, high scale collectible toys. Which, by the way, Greg, I did order the Death Watch hot toy.
Oh yeah, you did.
Are we talking about kosher or kosher beeves?
No, we're talking about the generic Death Watch character who saved the young Jindarin from the hole in the ground when his town was being taken apart by the Separatist army. Yes. Jetpack included, baby.
Hey, did we ever figure out what sort of town that was because of the people there? It looked like the something of the Willis people with the robes.
I don't know. I just took them as generic townies somewhere.
That's
Some
good.
outer rim towny place.
Yes.
From
And the other thing I would buy with the money that I would buy on an AT-AT is I'd probably buy the AT-AT.
All right,
Which-
go ahead.
A whole closet of those sweatsuits.
I have taken back that I will buy the Titanic, and I will now buy the AT-AT because after they showed those interior shots and stuff like that, I'm like, damn it.
That's like right out of West End Games, and we all know it.
It
Yeah.
needs to be opposed
Yeah.
to my Hasbro AT-AT. They can face off against each other.
Yeah.
They need to remake the sail barge out of Lego.
What you need to do is have the Rancor riding the AT-AT like a horse.
Now I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost you $1. That's for sure. It's going to cost you a lot more than that.
I didn't ask for a dime. I asked for $2.
$2. Where's my $2?
All right, it is after the hour. Thank you guys for being here today. We do need to land the plane, and I'm going to bed because I feel terrible because of the secret signages. You guys are awesome. Thank y'all for being here today. Thanks for goofing around. There's that thing. Was there blue gloves? There were blue mittens in
There
the
were.
Target thing, by the way. Y'all
There
can get
were.
the blue mittens. Yeah, that was there.
Well, I was wondering if you could get one of the plushies, the spaceman / space person's plushies. Maybe we can custom order one with red hand or blue hands with the red body.
I have been known to use a sewing machine and some needle and thread.
I've heard that about you.
What about a tie-dye plushie?
Well, I mean, when you get the white one, you can apply tie-dye it all you want. But a red plushie and a blue plushie.
I like those Star Trek pillows.
Oh, I'm so doing it.
You're so fun. Thanks, guys, for being here. You guys play awesome, be awesome, build awesome. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.
Watch Sons of Fun tomorrow at 8 p.m.